There we are. So, velkommen til 17. Maj-feiring online on Zoom with the Welsh Norwegian Society. Welcome to join this celebration for the Welsh Norwegian Society on this occasion. I would like to say a welcome to all our members from the Welsh Norwegian Society. I also want to welcome all our brand new members. We had a good new surge of people joining, and a special welcome to our sister organizations up in Scotland, Scottish Norwegian Society and the Norwegian Scottish Associations, and also our sister friends in London, which is the Anglo-Norse Society. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really pleased that you have taken your time to join us. So here we are, a little bit of Norway and Wales. So what do? We are really excited to see you. So yet again, we can't meet at the Norwegian church in Cardiff to celebrate our Norwegian Day again. But this year we have done a little bit more than we did last year. We were taken aback last year. So this year we will be sharing some greetings from Norway, some greetings from Cardiff, and we have a special recorded concert that has been made during lockdown in the Norwegian church as a special treat for all your members and friends in Norway. I hope you had a good day today. Some of you might still be working. I know Cato have done all his Zoom meetings in his bunad, apparently. And some of you are still studying and some has been in school. And I have to admit, I celebrated 17th of May a little bit early yesterday. So children out in the lawn, sack jumping, chocolate cake, ice cream, hot dog, you name it. And my kids have taken the flag to school and talked all about Norway Day to all the teachers and the classmates day. So I'm really proud mum at the moment. I would like to thank all of you who have followed all the activities we've done the last few years, especially the last year when we have done quite a lot to try to preserve the Norwegian Church Preservation Trust. For all of you who have signed the petitions and all of you who have donated for our feasibility study, I'm really pleased to be able to say that we have now conducted our feasibility study. It's been done with our consultants, Gareth, and it was partly funded by the Architectural Heritage Fund and partly funded by crowdfunding of you members and friends of the society. And we are now in a positive discussion with Cardiff Council to be able to transfer the Norwegian church. And that is a great success because hopefully we can start selling waffles and have the Norwegian church becoming more Norwegian again. We will let you know how the future progress going, but we have some exciting greetings coming up soon. So today, Norway are celebrating their Constitutional Day. 17. Maj, Independence Day, the Day of Freedom. And Norway have experienced freedom on a few occasions. We had first in 2018, when we were released from the union with Denmark. Then we had in 1905, when we're finally a free country from Sweden. We were occupied by the Germans during the Second World War, and we had freedom again the 8th of May in 1945. And we're gonna later have a commemorating couple of talks from one of our committee members who have had an experience today. And we are still waiting for this new independence from the coronavirus, but we are coming there in small steps. So we have a great lineup. We're going to have a greeting from Councillor Hugh Thomas, the leader of Cardiff Council. He's been sending us a greeting, so we're going to share with you. We have a greeting from Jon Askeland, the mayor of Vestland County in Norway. We also have a special greeting from Stian Økland, who would sing along with Erin at our special 150 anniversary event in 2019, who sent us a special greeting for today. And Cato Syversen, the CEO of Credit Safe, is going to give us the official 17th May speech. So there is some great event, and at the end we're going to have also some poem by Erin, if you're waving. And we're going to have a national anthem being singing, and Johan going to share all these videos for us. Don't panic, Johan, you're not going to say anything. And for those of you who then want to stay on at the end of Marita's concert, we will then turn off the recording and share, and you can have a little bit of a catch up and maybe meet some new friends. So if I hand over to Johan, he will share the first video greeting from Councillor Hugh Thomas from Cardiff Council now.
Let's do that. Let's see.
You need to share the sound as well, Johan.
No sound, no? Now you're muted. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we?
Congratulation med dagen. Gaeth ymuno dydd cyfansoddiadol hapus iawn I chi gyd. On behalf of Cardiff Council, may I wish a happy Constitution Day to those celebrating in Cardiff and across the world, and offer a special greetings to our friends at Vestland County, the Welsh Norwegian Society, the Scottish Norwegian Society, and the Anglo-Norse Society. It's a great pleasure to join them today to celebrate the National Day of Norway here in Cardiff. It's a pity that we can't celebrate in person this year, but in this virtual way, we can connect with our Norwegian friends in Norway and around the UK and join together to mark this special day. I hope next year we'll be able to welcome you all to Cardiff, and you will receive a very warm welcome, because as many of you know already, Cardiff is not just an exceptionally welcoming city, but is a city with strong ties to Norway. This is something I'm very proud of. Cardiff has been welcoming visitors from around the world for many centuries. Many of those visitors love the city so much that they decided to stay and make their lives here, working and raising their families in a city which celebrates its diversity. Our multicultural city is home to well over 100 different nationalities, and consequently, we are very lucky to enjoy a very rich cultural life here in Cardiff. Today, we reflect on the many journeys to Cardiff made by thousands of Norwegian seafarers who worked on the merchant ships that exchanged their timber for our coal, many of whom have subsequently settled in the city. And that pattern has continued in many other ways over the years. Each year, Cardiff welcomes a group of students from our twin region of Norway to study for a year in our schools and colleges. And I think I'm right in saying that this important educational exchange initiative has actually even led to marriages, increasing the Welsh-Norwegian expatriate community numbers. Of course, there is no more visible proof of the bonds between Cardiff and Norway than in the Norwegian church, built in the 19th century to serve the needs of Norwegian sailors for whom Cardiff was a home away from home, and moved in the 1990s to its glorious new location at the edge of Cardiff Bay. Sadly, the church has been closed by the COVID-19 pandemic, but a positive series of meetings have been taking place over recent months between the Welsh Norwegian Society and the Council. And I'm pleased to be able to announce today our agreement in principle, subject to the necessary due diligence, for the Welsh Norwegian Society to take over the day-to-day running of the church, which I'm sure will help Cardiff's continued relationship with Norway to flourish. And so on this special day, when you give thanks for freedom, equality, and community spirit, we join with you and other cities around the world as you celebrate your Norwegian heritage. I understand the festivities are particularly focused on children and young people and hope for the future, which I think seems entirely fitting given the last 15 months. So on behalf of the people of Cardiff, one last time, I send you my warm wishes to all of you for a very happy 17th of May. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Wasn't that a great greeting from the leader of Cardiff Council? We also have a greeting from Askeland. So if Johan would like to share the video from Vestland County from Norway.
Sorry, so the Vestland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, hang on a second. Oh.
Congratulations from Vestland County to all of you gathered online in Cardiff, celebrating our national constitutional day. The contact between the young people in Vestland and Cardiff is of prime importance. We are very grateful that Cardiff welcomes our new school classes every year and takes so very good care of our young people. Although the pandemic has put this on hold, we look forward for the exchange program to resume soon as possible. In Norway, May 17th means school brass bands, parades, ice cream, and national costumes as I wear today. When Norwegians living abroad mark the day, the celebration might not be the same as at home, of course, but I believe the day may be of even greater importance for those abroad. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. Overbard Henrik Ibsen wrote his works about the Norwegian people's soul while in Rome, and Bjørnstjerne Bjørnson sat in Paris when he wrote his national epics. There are so many to thank for this Norwegian church and cultural center in Cardiff, both individuals, authorities, and organizations. A particular thank you to Cardiff Council for our lasting relationship, and a happy 17th of May celebration to all of you from us in Vestland County.
I dag onsdag 17. mai.
And we have the greeting from Stian Økland that have shared a little of a greeting from us from Bergen. And he will sing the national anthem a little bit. So if you want to raise the glass and say happy birthday to Norway, as we see Stian Økland sending us a little greeting. So Johan.
Okay, third time lucky. See if we can get this off without a hitch.
Hei alle sammen, og gratulerer med dagen. For 2 år siden så var jeg i Cardiff da jeg studerte der, og sang for mange av dere på feiringen av 17. mai i den norske kirke i Cardiff. Nå står jeg her hjemme i Bergen, savner Cardiff veldig, og er veldig glad for at jeg kan dele nasjonalsangen med dere. Dessverre så ble Marita, som er en god venn av meg, som også er fra Bergen, som studerer sang i Cardiff, blitt syk, har jeg forstått. Så da spurte Tyra meg om jeg kunne inn. Det ble ikke noe sånn veldig, det ble ikke noe med stort akkompagnement som blir helt a cappella. Så det må jeg veldig gjerne synge med der dere sitter nå foran skjermen. Dear everyone, I'm very happy 17. Mai to all of you in Cardiff and around. Thank you, Welsh Norwegian Society, for asking me to sing the national hymn on this day, because, as I said in Norwegian, Marita, which will be performing to you in a pre-recorded video later on, she was ill, so she was unable to perform the national hymn for you. So here in Bergen, I will do it, and it's secret, it's pre-recorded. It's the 16th of May, but it's 17th of May in our hearts. So please join singing the national hymn. Ja, vi älskar dette landet som det stiger frem. Fyret verdigt over vannet med de 1000 hjem. Elsker det og tenker både far og mor, og den saga natt som senker drømmer på vår jord, og den saga natt som senker drømmer på vår jord. Hei.
So that was Stian Økland, who gave us a very short notice greeting from Bergen, as Marita had an illness that prohibited her to sing our national anthem for us. But she have managed to get us a recording, so we will hear her later in this program, and of course the concert. But now I would like to hand over to Cato Syversen, CEO of Credit Safe and future trustee of the Norwegian Church Preservation Trust. Over to you, Cato.
Thank you. Can you see my presentation, yeah?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Hei alle sammen. Hyggelig å være her. Jeg har med familien, det de som sitter rundt bordet with the guys with the flags downstairs there. They're, I feel a bit like I'm on Eurovision with all the flags, song contests. But okay, yeah, great to see so many friends of Norway and the Norwegian Church here today. I moved to Wales with my family from Oslo in 2001 to start a company in Cllr. So the plan was to stay there for a year and a half. We're still here, and we moved the head office from Norway to Cardiff, and that is our global head office. So it's been a thrill these 20 years working with people in Wales. Of the 14 countries within, I would actually say they're the best workers we got. Sorry, Norway, but you know, that's the way it is. So this photo is, I found it when I was reading the feasibility study and the business plan for the transfer of the Norwegian Church, and I actually never seen this photo before, but
Cato, I think you need to move your presentation. It's still not in presentation mode.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And we say about PowerPoint.
We see the PowerPoint, yeah.
Okay, hang on. Does that work?
No, it looked, try again.
Okay. Hang on.
Gå på share screen again.
Ja.
Og så bare gå på PowerPoint. Man klikker på PowerPoint. Du må gjøre det på den der borte. Ja. På full screen. Nei, det er riktig der.
Hang on.
Gjør det på den der borte.
Her.
Full screen. PowerPoint.
And then. What do you see now? Do you see the actual full presentation or just?
We don't see anything yet. I think you need to
Share your screen.
share screen again.
Go back to Zoom. And share screen. Also got presentation.
It's not responding.
So, okay. No,
Right, now we're seeing the second image of your PowerPoint presentation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's full screen.
And now we see your presentation mode.
No, so that's not the full screen then.
No. There we are.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. So yeah, so we moved over and I've you can see here that in the front is my daughter at the time in 2007, and in the background is me and my son, Dylan Thomas Syversen. So he was obviously born here. And yeah, and the same day when I walked back through town, somebody stopped me and asked me if I was a Gypsy King, but you know, that's the way it goes with these kind of outfits. So what is Norway? Well, Norway is high mountains and deep fjords. There are plains and skerries, Iceland and islets. There are lush fields and soft moors. Norway's midnight sun and darkness. There are both harsh and mild winters. It's both hot and cold summers. Norway is elongated and sparsely populated. We heard about the Independence Day earlier today, but what about the flag that our Norwegians are so fond of? You obviously can see it above behind me. In 3080, Norway went into union with the Danes, and it was not a good period. It was called the 400 Years' Night. Then they gave us to Sweden in 1814, but in 1821, 200 years ago, we were allowed to create our own flag. There were 18 suggestions in the final, but we ended up with the one we got. And I did look at the other options earlier today, and I think it was a good choice. We were only allowed to use it on land, and flagging wasn't very common at the time. It was mainly on ships you would see the flags. It has the colors of freedom, like the US and France. And obviously, it did help in the end, like 80, 90 years later, we had our freedom. So in 1905, when we had our independence, we could use the flag wherever we wanted. The same year, we also had an election to decide on whether we should have a royal family or not. And this is not long ago, 1905. But obviously, we didn't have much royal bloodline left in Norway at the time, so we had to import somebody. So we decided to import a prince from Denmark, despite the 400 years we had under them. It was very much related to probably the closest language to Norwegian, so he had the best capability of talking it. But as a queen, we were lucky to have Maud, the Princess of Wales. So there obviously is a connection for a long time here between Norway and Wales, as we constantly meet. You can see Olav, the next heir in the middle. Obviously had a bit of hair at that time. But yeah, no, we sort of, from what we did, we've been quite happy and successful with the royal family of Norway. And you know, one of the things that happened with the nest, you know, with Harald, the current king as well, they didn't marry royal bloodlines. So there's a lot of common people in the Norwegian family. And I looked a bit on some articles out there, and I would say I agree, we probably got the coolest royal families of them all. You know, we got Håkon, the one in line now, is a bit of a heavy metal fan, married to a single mum. So yeah, it's, you know, the royal family plays a big part in the whole 17th of May in Norway. So we mentioned earlier today, you know, what do we do on 17th of May? And something's changed, you know. When I grew up in the 70s, unlimited access to hot dogs and ice cream was heaven. So my personal record is 10 hot dogs in a day and 9 of these beauties. I'm quite happy with that. But also, you know, the thing about Norway and this whole celebration is about the people. It's not always easy to say where you're from, what nationality you belong to. You speak to an American, they will always say they're Italian or Irish or something, don't they? Even if it's gone lots of generations. But what we call home is where our heart is. It can't always be placed within national borders. Not sure quite who I am myself after 20 years in Wales, you know, but today I'm definitely very Norwegian. A lot of things have changed during these years I've been away, and the average Norwegian has a lot more money as an average, higher living standard, and it's become way more multicultural, which pleases me as an immigrant myself. Diversity is something Norway is good and you know, also very good at accepting people for who they are, despite religion, sexuality, civil status, where you're from, and what you do. The 17th of May celebration in Norway is very much about togetherness and feeling they are one nation. It's also a celebration of our rights and our duties, our freedom, and having a safe country to grow up in. We believe in values such as unity, equality, respect, tolerance, and that everyone has the right to say, think, and believe what they want. We try to have an understanding of each other's cultures, where togetherness, when we can form new bonds. The general rule is on today is still unlimited ice creams and hot dogs. But the same year as I did that, I've also had a pair of new shoes. This is the early 70s. And I can highly not recommend to try to do the parade as a young child in those shoes. My dad had to carry me over the finishing line. And yeah, they're still quite cool though. So, gratulerer med dagen alle sammen. Thank you very much. And happy Constitution Day. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
You stop sharing your screen again.
Yeah. There we go.
Thank you very much, Cato. That was insightful. I would like to see you with those plateau shoes again. You talked about the flag, and it is 200 years today since we had our Norwegian flag, and I too had to look it up actually to see how it came about. Erin Williams, our treasurer, I can't see her in all these, are you there? There you are. She will now read a poem by Nordahl Grieg. It's called Flagget, but it's been translated into English. A little bit of artistic freedom we've given her to be able to share. So Erin, would you like to read a poem about the Norwegian flag, please? You have to unmute yourself.
There we go. Can you hear me now? It's a beautiful poem, and from what I've managed to translate, it's about after the Nazi occupation of Norway and the freedom which Norway had afterwards, and it reads beautifully. So I shall begin. It is entitled in English, "Today the flagpole is naked." Today the flagpole is naked among Edloy's green trees, but just as this time we know that freedom is. A song rises over the land, victorious in his language, through whispers that with closed lids under the yoke of strangers. A certainty was born in us, freedom and life are one, so simple, so indispensable as human respiration. We then felt the bondage threatened, that the lungs gasped in distress, as in a sunken submarine, we shall not die. Worse than the burning cities is the war that no one can see, which lays a toxic veil on birches, soil and snow. With anxiety and terror, they defiled our homes. We had other dreams that we cannot forget them. Slowly our country became our own, with the crops and the seas of the earth, and the toil created a tenderness and a weakness for our life to grow. We did not keep up with the times. We built on peace, and in spite of those deeds, are those who try to reason and to mock us. Now we are fighting the right to breathe. We know it must dawn one day when Norwegians unite in the same breath, liberated together. We parted from the south, from pale worn men, to give you this promise that we will come again. Here we are today to remember the dead, who gave us life for our peace, the soldiers whose blood is in the snow, and the sailor who drowned in the ship. We are so few in this country, each fallen is a brother or a friend. We have the dead with us, and the day for our liberation has come again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been amazing, and thank you for doing so. And it's going to be going really nicely over to something we were invited to participate today. Justin Andersen, one of our committee members, has been a part of our commemorating service today, and as a part of one of the Norwegian war graves at the cemetery in Swansea. So if I pass on to Justin to tell a little bit about his experience today, I will share a picture, and I will invite Amy, if you are here, to say, if you want to say some word, because you have joined. I don't think I can see you, Amy. So if you are here and would like to say something, there you are. There you are. You're very welcome to say a few words, and I will first go over to Justin. So if you want to unmute yourself, and I will share our image.
Right, thank you, Tyra. Yes, I was very pleased to represent the Welsh Norwegian Society at a very short Commonwealth War Graves wreath laying ceremony at the Norwegian plot in Dannegraig Cemetery in Swansea. I must do something about losing some weight, I think. Amongst the graves of Norwegian ship chandlers is the final resting place of Sigurd Wathney and Hans Johansen, two Norwegian sailors killed while sailing for the Allies. I couldn't find much information about Hans, but Sigurd, a ship's engineer, had been a professional footballer who'd represented Norway in the 1920 Olympic Games. I did some research and I found that in that particular Olympic Games, Norway knocked out Great Britain in the first round. His ship, the Resoy, was bombed and sank on the 20th of March 42. Sigurd was sadly mortally wounded and died in a Swansea hospital on the 26th of March. My father, Justin Andersen, was chief mate on the Cllr, a very old Norwegian tanker. Checking the convoy records, I was intrigued to discover the day Sigurd's ship was attacked, the Cllr was also steaming down the Bristol Channel, not so far away. That did really hit me hard, what that meant to those sailors. I'm told there are 11 Norwegian war graves in cemeteries across Wales. Of course, many more sailors would have been lost at sea. I joined the Lord Mayor of Swansea, Councillor Mark Childs, Swansea's Armed Forces champion, Councillor Wendy Lewis, and a representative from the Football Association of Wales in laying flowers on the seamen's graves. Chatting to Wendy, I discovered, in fact, she had a Norwegian great-grandfather. I found this to be a very, very moving experience today. Thank you.
Thank you. If Amy wants to add something to there, you are very welcome.
Thank you for inviting me this evening. I would like to extend my thanks to Justin, who spoke beautifully today at the ceremony.
Amy, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Better.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you for inviting me this evening. And I would like to say a special thank you to Justin as well, who spoke beautifully at the service earlier, especially sharing the story of his father. And I just want to extend my thanks to the Welsh Norwegian Society for their help in commemorating the 11 Norwegian servicemen who we remember here in Wales. For me, the most poignant, I think, are those who died in the Norwegian sailors' home in Cardiff during the Blitz. 3 lost their lives on the same night, and one of them died the following day after trying to put out the flames. He was a retired sailor himself who was 77 years old. And when we care for these graves, we really do remember that these are people who did remarkable things. So I'm really glad that some of them made Cardiff their home, and I'm grateful for the sacrifice that they made in the war. So thank you for inviting me to share your National Day celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. And with that, we're going to have a 1-minute silence starting now. So if you all would like to take a minute to commemorate all the fallen. Thank you very much. So we have the last sharing of the national anthem from Marita Lervik. And with that, I'm quite excited to share with you. Some of you already know we have shared this news. We had a member of the public who approached us during lockdown with a wish to donate flags for the Norwegian church, because the one that was currently going in the wind was in quite a sorry state. So we have been donated money, and the Welsh Norwegian Society, we have purchased a pennant that is flying currently during the lockdown. But we also have a good, great Norwegian flag that we have been able to put onto the flag post. With the national anthem that Marita is singing, Johan gonna share with us now the video of Marita singing, and we can see the beautiful flag, which has been made from a local company based in Swansea called Dragon Flag Makers. So Johan, if you would like to share. And you have to do.
Ja, vi älskar detta landet som det stiger fram. Hur ett verbigt över vannet med i tusen hjärtan. Älskar du och tänker på vår far och mor. Och den sagarna som sänker drömmen på vår jord. Och den sagarna som sänker drömmen på vår jord. Norske man i hus och hytte, tack din store Gud. Landet ville han beskytte, skjønte mørkt så ut. Alt hva fedrene har kjempet, mødrene har grønt, har den Herre stille lempet, så vi vant vår rett. Har den Herre stille lempet, så vi vant vår rett. Ja, vi elsker dette landet som det stiger frem. Furet verbigt over vannet med i tusen hjem. Ord som fedres kamp har givet, det av nød til seier. Og så vi når det blir krevet, for dets fred står nær. Og så vi når det blir krevet, for dets fred står nær.
A great thank you to Marita Lervik, who have struggled to do this recording for us due to illness, but she managed to do a fantastic job at the last minute. And that was the flag that is now flying at the Norwegian church in Cardiff. So with this, I would like to raise a toast. And I hope everyone have enjoyed this part of the online celebration of the Norwegian Constitutional Day. I would like to say a thank you to everyone who have participated and helped us with making this. Cato, thank you very much. A great thank you to Tyra Oseng-Rees, who have supported us from Norway. I know he have struggled to join this, but I think you're here now. Askeland, the mayor of Vestland County, Hugh Thomas for the greetings, Erin Williams and Justin Andersen, who have contributed, Johan, who have created and sorting out all the videos, and gratulerer med dagen, congratulations with the day to every one of you from Scotland to London, from Midlands, from Cornwall and Devon, and not at least Wales and Norway. Gratulerer med dagen. Skål.
Skål.
So now we're going to go over to the concert. The concert has been recorded in the Norwegian church. What time was it, Johan? In March, was it?
29th of March, I believe.
29th of March. We have been so lucky that Cardiff Council allowed us to come in, and Marita have done a fantastic job. She's in the middle of the exam, so she sends her apologies to not joining us tonight. But this is a part of her exams where she have put herself into the journey of a Norwegian seafarer from Norway during occupations of the Second World War, and how she are greeted in Wales and falling in love with Wales, just like all of us who have done. This concert is about 40-something minutes long. You are very welcome to just turn off your screens and enjoy the music. And if you wanna continue with joining us for informal conversations after, you're very welcome to stay on. But I will say my goodbyes for tonight for those of you who might leave us after the concert. I will be staying on at the end. And if anyone would like to say something, you're very welcome before we start the concert. And if not, Johan will share the concert with us now, and I'll see you after. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Norwegian Church and to this concert. My name is Marita Lervik, and I am accompanied by Sharon Richards on keyboard. As a Norwegian in Cardiff, I wanted to combine music from Norway and Wales for this concert and find a link between the two countries. I learned that there used to be many Norwegian seafarers traveling from Norway to Wales. During the Second World War, the seafarers were unable to return home because Norway was occupied. From Norway, going past England to Wales, with music by Edvard Grieg, Roger Quilter, and Morvid Owen. It's an imagined journey of a seafarer in the spring of 1940. We returned home to Norway today after a long journey at sea, and we were greeted by seagulls flying over the rocky coastline of the fjord.
Jeg sto på dekket, og jeg så høyt over hav, din steile kjellist, med nøgne skjær. vi røres nu møt med sinn. Vi ruller langsomt over skyen. En tåre varm og led. Jeg kommer fra et solskinnsland, hvor gullorangen dufter søt. Nu lar en fattig tåkestrand meg glemme sydens glød. Og Norge, hvor du meg kjær, nettopp med disse nøgne skjær, min barndoms jodi er. Og ta meg i din sterke favn, og si meg at du min mor. Din sønn jeg alltid var, ditt navn jeg priste hvor jeg for. Ja, lær meg klang som dette hav, at jeg kan synge ut ditt krav. Din skal bli til min grav. Again, I was reminded of my appreciation and love for my motherland. Du min mor, jeg elsker deg, med det allting sagt. Du fødte meg, du pleiet meg, holdt om min barndom vakt. Du min mor, jeg elsker deg. I went hiking today. I've missed the Norwegian nature, the deep fjords, the steep mountains, the green forests. I brought a book of my favorite poetry by one of Norway's greatest poets, Henrik Wergeland. I walked through the quiet, peaceful forest, looking for a nice spot where I could sit and read. Vandrer jeg i granskogen stille, hører løvets sus, det tungsinnsmille. Bjelleklangen som en vemodstrille, lyder dempet over tjernets vann. Da et suk i stillheten jeg fant, sterke skuldre, uten klage til vår byrde, og til død holdt stand. Skjønne morgengry, du signet være. Hjertet svulmer med ditt livsdikts ære. Norges skytsår, Henrik Wergeland. I spent most of the day hiking. At one point, I actually got lost. After a while, I met a girl and I asked her for directions. But when I saw how beautiful she was, I completely forgot I was lost. Det duftet av gran og det ljomet fra fjell. På setret at jenten så ensom en kveld. Hun så just i drømme en dansende rad. Men så kom turisten, så ung og så glad. Hei du, kan du vise meg veien? Hun ga ham beskjed, men han stirret kun. Han stirret og glemte sitt mål for sitt funn. Det fagreste er du jeg fant på min sti. Jeg orker ei lenger, i kveld må jeg bli. Morgen du viser meg veien. Han reiste ved gryn, sto angstfull igjen. Og stirret ham efter den flyktige vei. Og atter han kom, og han lovte så smurt. Nu svinger han hatten, med grinden er lukt. Men hun står alene på veien. It's time to leave for the sea again. It's always difficult to leave Norway this time of year. After months of cold and darkness, we appreciate even the smallest sign of spring. Every ray of sunshine, every little flower, and I'm sad to miss it. Nu visste våres i Norges daler. Nu koker gjøken fra skogens saler. Og heggen dufter utover hei. Men jeg, mitt Norge, går langt fra deg. Der en gård med det blanke skjærnet.
Med skog omkring og med fjell I fjerne. Den gamle gården jeg alltid ser, og birkeskogen imot meg ler. Hva ga jeg eiendommen under birke? Jeg nu fikk lykke og se mot kirke, og se mot himmelen og breens ting, og Norge aldri du går av syn. I mine drømmer jeg har en mure, og bjelleklangen og fossedure. Og da jeg våkner med gråtfullt blikk, og Norge at jeg ifra deg gikk. Jeg ser en jente ved kirkelia, med sorg I øya, med bok I klær. Det blige øye jeg kjenner godt, og Norge var jeg dog for smått. I love being at sea and traveling, but these journeys would not be the same without my friends. They are like my family. I have a friend, a true friend, strong and fresh from the ocean, brave and free as the rushing wave, is the soul of his deep devotion. He never fails in times of need, times of grief or sorrow. One warm clasp of his big brown hand, and a cheery hope of the morrow. Come, oh my friend, with happy voice, blithe as bugs in the dawning. Bring a breath from your fragrancy, and a smile as bright as the morning. Last night, I saw the most spectacular scene, a lone seabird flying in the beautiful sunset, which later was followed by a breathtaking starry night sky, where the silver moonlight glittered in the soft waves. I watched a seabird flying along the wintry shore,
the great white wings, wooed by the soft night breezes, tender with whispered things. Silently onward gliding into the silent night, like to a fairy vessel crowned with a fairy light. Whisper, oh soft night breezes, murmur your tender tune. Carry the white wings onward under the silver moon. I stood today by the shivering sea. Never was wind so mild and free. The light and the loveliness dazzled me, dazzled me. The waves did trickle and curve and roll, they tumbled over my sinful soul, and the light of the mystery made me whole. I stood today by the shivering sea. Never was wind so mild and free. The light and the loveliness dazzled me, dazzled me. I recently came across the poetry of William Blake. So far, I've only read a few of his poems, but I am already very fond of his romantic style of writing, his use of symbolism and imagery, and how he observed nature. Tune your merry notes, and while upon the wind your music
guides me on with soft repentant moan. I see the break of day. The war of swords and spears, melted by dewy tears, exhales on high. The sun is freed from fears, and with soft grateful tears, ascends the sky. We arrived in Wales on a beautiful spring day. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and I could hear the happy voices of children running around. It reminded me of one of the poems I just read by William Blake. Sound the flute, now it's mute, birds delight day and night, nightingale in the day. Look in sky merrily, merrily, merrily to welcome in the year. Little boy full of joy, little girl sweet and small, cockatoos crow, so do you. Merry boys, infant noise, merrily, merrily we welcome in the year. Little lamb, here I am, come and lick my white neck, let me pull your soft wool. Let me kiss your soft face, merrily, merrily we welcome in the year. Merrily, merrily we welcome in the year. It was still quite cold when we left Norway, but here in Wales, spring has arrived. It seems like all of the flowers are already blooming. The sun with his great eye sees not so much as I, and the moon pulls in the crowd. Might as well be in a cloud. And the spring, I live the life of a king, couched in the teeming grass. I spy each pretty lass. I knock where no one dares, and I stare where no one stares. And when the night is long, lambs fleet, my love. We've had news about the war. Norway is occupied, so we won't be able to return home anytime soon. My mind is full of questions. Why is there so much pain and suffering in this world? Speed, well, what is your dream of sorrow and joy by your murmuring stream? I dream that beyond this vein of despair, someone who knows is watching there. Speed, well, what of the bitter strife, the crimson pools and the path of life? This I can tell, whatever before, somebody knows about it all. What can you tell of the suffering child, the stricken hope by a sin defied? Dark is the burden of this mystery, and little of light comes through to me. Speed, well, what of the great distress, the souls that weep for their loneliness? This I can tell of those pilgrim bands, somebody knows and understands. Speed, well, what of the river of night, the wearied heart and the fading light? This I know, thy glimmers of fire, the gentle light of the morning star, the gentle light of the morning star. Speed, well, what is your dream of sorrow and joy by your murmuring stream? I dream that beyond this vein of despair, someone who knows is watching there. Welcome, maids of honor, you do bring in the spring, and wait upon her. She has virgins many, fresh and fair, yet you are more sweet than any. You're the maiden posies, and so graced to be placed for damask roses. Yet though thus respected, by and by ye do lie, poor girls neglected. I don't know when I will be able to return to Norway, but the longer I stay here in Wales, the more I appreciate this beautiful country. And in many ways, it reminds me of home. I know that wherever I am, God is watching over me. We are all flowers in his garden. God made a lovely garden full of roses, and all the sweetness of the world locked there. And from its wealth was plucked the choicest posies, nor ever shone the sun unseen mother, unseen mother.